Hey, welcome to Joie de Vivre Online Summit. I'm Joy, and I teach how to live more joyfully and less stressfully in 3 minutes or less, and how to experience joy regardless of circumstance. I became a world expert on this topic after being hit by a drunk driver when I was 24. Doctors said I'd be dead or brain dead by the time I was 30 because, well, every time I went into stress, the soft tissue would swell at the base of my neck, the blood would stop going to my brain, and I would have about 3 minutes before I blacked out. And it was a very stressful time, so I was blacking out several times a day at one point. And I never knew whether I'd wake up from any of the blackouts. I walked with death for 18 months, and we got to be good mates. And let me tell you something, if you really want to dive into the richness of life, then take a moment to ponder your mortality. If death arrived for you today, what would you tell him about how you'd lived? How proud would you be of your life? Death changed all my perspectives. He taught me the difference between urgent and important, and a really good question to ask to know that difference is, how will this matter even in a year from now? He taught me how to live by realizing, okay, if I died today, what am I going to take to God as the sum total of everything that I have done? And suddenly everything that I had thought was so impressive and so important suddenly just didn't look quite so crash hot. So I centered my life around something that I would be proud to take to God, and it was I make each life that I touch more joyful. And that's resulted in a really yummy life, but that's another story. I started learning holistic medicine after the doctors gave up on me. I'm certified in more than a dozen different healing modalities, because as I went through all of these modalities, I uncovered these incredible tools that, like how to relax instantly, how to keep a clear head no matter what's going on, how to clear stress from your body. These are actually tools that I'll be offering you as a gift. If you just go to my website, experienceJOY.com, I'll send you that video. I learned how to reprogram my brain so my memories couldn't hurt me anymore. And I learned how to reprogram the neurological pathways of my brain to bypass the injuries and access parts of my brain. Well, I never imagined. I turned myself into a shaman. I never saw that coming. I learned how to treat my brain like a massively sophisticated bioorganic supercomputer. And that way I got so much more mileage out of it. I learned that unless we program our brains for joy or whatever it is that we want, they're going to, in any challenging circumstance, slide into the societally induced programs or the trauma-based programs that, well, really usually never lead us anywhere joyful at all. And so training your brain to look for the most joyful thought in any circumstance will lead to having joy as a default. And I know sometimes that's way easier than others, which is why it's important to look for joyful thoughts right throughout, not just when things get really hairy and scary, but when things are looking dark. Here's the thought that has got me through so many sticky situations. And I promise you, darling, if you hold on to this, it will take you through hell and out the other side toward joy. This is a miracle I don't understand yet. Hold on to that one. And the last one I want to leave you with is love your body, especially the bits that aren't lovable, that are yelling at you. They're trying to tell you, please listen to me, there's something wrong, I need you. When I learned to tune into the messages that my body was sending me instead of making them wrong or bad, well, I started getting better a whole lot more quickly. I will just tell you that. You know what, if all you do, instead of quickly washing yourself in the shower, is take a moment to bathe yourself in gratitude and joy, even the bits you don't like, especially the bits you don't like. Think about how you'd be without those bits. How would you be without your hands? Opposable thumbs alone, oh my gosh. Modern day communication would collapse without these, but how often do we give thanks? Give thanks for all your bits. And that is a very good way to begin to experience joy.com. I'll see you at the website.